my God, everybody. I got me a donation from Bronson, Wright-Wolfe, who wanted me to talk about the movie soundtracks to Trick or Treat and the movie soundtrack to Little Nicky, and also talk about the cameos that Ozzy had in both films. And I will talk about that, but I want to talk about the movies too, because I like to talk about this movie Trick or Treat. Came out in 86, back around 86, 87. I saw it in the theater when it was new, and I love the movie. I do think the casting was really off on getting Skippy from Family Ties to play Ragman. I don't know, it wasn't convincing to me. Especially that scene where he's wearing that bandana, he's like, ciao. It's like, man, I know nobody back then like that, man. You know, I don't know. That's my only complaint there. Everything else I love about the movie. And I do love Skippy's record collection. When his mother goes in his room and starts seeing like Sabotage, Dungeons of Colin, and I think Impaler was in that metal collection. That was awesome when she was going through his records. I think Killing Is My Business, Megadeth was in that collection. And this was before Peace Sells, I think. Anyway, I do love the movie. The soundtrack, on the other hand, don't get it twisted. Let's cut the day. It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but I notice, you know, with the internet age, Fastway's Trick or Treat album gets the most attention from all their albums, which I don't think it even comes close to the first Fastway album. And my favorite parts of this album, the last two songs, Heft, that's from the first album, back from the first album, and If You Can See, another classic of All Fired Up. Two awesome songs, but I like After Midnight and Trick or Treat. I mean, none of the songs suck. You know, they're alright. You know, it's not bad. The movie was great. Gene Simmons is in it and Ozzy's in it. Then when they released it on DVD, they put this picture up where it's like Gene Simmons and Ozzy like decades later. Those pictures were taken. Very odd. And yeah, talking about the scene Ozzy was in, Ozzy's playing a preacher that's on TV being interviewed, and him talking about the evils of music. And it was at that time where in real life there were people evangelists that were saying the same thing about Ozzy. So it's kind of like, you know, him kind of making fun of them. And then he even had a better reason to make fun of them when he released the song Miracle Man about Jimmy Swaggart. And Jimmy Swaggart went after Ozzy a million times, and then Jimmy Swaggart was caught with a prostitute. So Ozzy rubbed it in. So yeah, this is kind of like a precursor of Ozzy making fun of another preacher, and while he's doing that, Sammy Curtis in the room walks up to the TV, puts his hand on the TV, and somehow shocks Ozzy in the face while passing his hand on the TV. And that's the end of the scene with Ozzy. Another thing about the movie was Gene Simmons was originally offered the role of Sammy Kerr, and he refused to do it because he thought it was too close to home. So he wanted to play some mini part as a DJ. I don't know. I think he really fucked up there. If he would have played Sammy Kerr, I think that would have been badass. But not to take away anything from the actor that did play Sammy Kerr, because he was awesome. Much more than Gene's stupid role in the movie, a DJ. Don't you know it was a lie, kid? Whatever the hell he said. It's a mini role. It's a little tiny role. So he chose to do a little tiny role instead of like the starring role. Well, the starring role was Skippy, but then Sammy Kerr, you know. But the guy that played Sammy Kerr was great. Unfortunately, he died, that actor, of AIDS. Unfortunately, so rest in peace. And also, Blackie Lawless was offered the role of Sammy Kerr, And I saw this on, I think on YouTube, on one of these question and answering meet and greet he does. Somebody asked him about Trick or Treat, and he said that he was offered the role of Sammy Kerr. He read the role, he read the script, he thought it was horrible, so he rejected it. Then he went to the movies to see it, and he was shocked how good the movie was. It was nothing like the script they gave him. He said, man, if they gave me the script that looked like this movie, I would have done the movie. You know, so Blackie Lawless, Gene Simmons, or that dude that played Sammy Kerr, they were all great in that role. I mean, well, he was great. The guy that passed away. All right, I felt bad. I went on Google to look for his name. The actor that played Sammy Kerr, his name was Tony Fields. Warning. So rest in peace, Tony Fields. And yes, I love this movie so much, I wrote a song that's on the second Thrash or Die album, Melting Your Skull. I wrote a song called In the Key of Death. And it's about this movie. I even sample Sammy Kerr in the beginning of the song where he says, no wimps, no false metal. Yeah, I love me some Trick or Treat. I know it's a dumb movie too, but it's a fun, stupid popcorn movie. And I love stupid popcorn movies. Like Cobra from Sylvester Stallone. That's one stupid ass but fun popcorn movie. And speaking of stupid popcorn movies, Little Nicky. Yes, I did see this movie. I didn't go to the theater to see it. I saw it on cable like years later, once, and I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was a stupid movie, you know. And I remember Hitler getting pineapple stuffed up its ass in hell. That was humorous, but also it made me think, God, I hope that really is happening now. And what's his name? Bad Lieutenant was his dad, Satan. And yeah, it was cool, man. It was an alright movie. You know, I haven't seen it forever, but you know, I was asked, you know, to talk about, I'll talk about the cameo of Ozzy in the movie. I remember it was the, you know, the evil guy, the enemy of Little Nicky, you know, was beating its ass, and then it turned into a bat. And then Little Nicky made Ozzy appear. And then Ozzy grabbed the bat and bit its head off. And I had that guy in the crowd, you can do it, Ozzy. You know, Roy Scheider, whatever his name is. And, yeah, that was a funny scene. And then when they were supposed to kill Nicky, Ozzy came up with a big, you know, rock. Here, use this, you know. I thought Ozzy was great in the movie. I thought it was awesome, man. And you asked me to talk about the soundtrack. Well, I looked into it, and no, thank you. It was not my thing, man. It had a lot of, it had new metal, it had, you know, some alternative, some funky stuff. Yeah, and it also had Running with the Devil, which is cool. And I think Flying High Again was another one on there that I liked. You know, the classic Ozzy song. And I think there Rock You Like a Hurricane from the Scorpions, which is, you know, I mean, there's millions of Scorpion songs that are better, but whatever. I never heard this soundtrack before, but I did listen to it now before making this video, and ooh, no thank you, man. I am not a fan of this stuff. But I will say that I hope, Bronson, you enjoyed this video I made. I talked about the Ozzy cameos, I talked about the soundtracks, and I also talked a lot about Trick or Treat. And sorry, Bronson and everybody, from the lack of Little Nicky pictures, though I did have some Trick or Treat pictures. Because I don't have a Little Nicky folder in my computer. So thank you again, Bronson. I hope you enjoyed this video. And everybody out there, thank you for watching. And please leave your comments below what you think of, you know, both movies, if you've seen them, and leave your comments below. And oh yeah, one more thing. Bronson told me that the picture that's in little Nicky's room in the beginning of the movie is the same picture used on the DVD of Trick or Treat. Pretty cool. Anyway, again, everybody, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring that little notification bell. And like the video, because that would be great for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty like Bronson. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a cub. This video was brought to you by These Slippers Suck Production.
I'm out of here.